I may have to adjust my camera. I do apologise, I'm really not very good camera woman. Let me do my best. So you may lose my head for some of these. Not the worst thing in the world. Right. So we're just going to start with something just to get you familiar with the ball. Again, if you don't have a ball, you can do these exercises from standing, or there are other ways to work this. But for the ball, the people who've got the ball, we're just going to sit on it. I'll show you from the side as well. So we're going to take a nice straight back. My ankles will be under my knees, so I'll have about a right angle here, and the same at my hips. So you've got a kind of nice straight position. Now, if you're sitting away up here, your ball's too high, and if you're sitting, you know, your knees are up here, your ball's too low. So you can inflate it or deflate it as you like, or obviously you need to make sure you've got the right size of ball for you. If you find it too challenging to stay on the ball, then take a wee bit of air out, because that just creates a bigger surface for the ball to sit on. If you want it more challenging, put a bit more air in, and you'll take away some of that contact from the floor. Right, so shoulders down, belly button pulled in gently towards the spine, and you're probably going to barely see me moving here, but you will feel it. Hands on the hips or your knees, wherever you want them, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of shorten the distance between my hips and my ribs, and then I'm going to open it up. So shorten that distance and open it up. So I'm just going to do a few hip tilts. So forward, breathing out as I crunch, breathing in as I come back. We'll just do a few of these. Now you keep going, I'm just going to show you from the side. So again, you'll barely see the movement. I'll lift my arms so you might see a bit more. So tilt, and then back. So we tilt forwards, reducing that distance from the hips to the ribs, and then we open it up. Now you will get slight hyperextension through the spine, but that's okay because we're just mobilising. We're not doing any strenuous work, we're not doing anything under load, and we're safe in this position. So once you've done your forward and back, we're just going to change it, and we're just going to go side to side. So centre, side, centre, side. So again, on the side of the body, I'm just trying to shorten the distance between the hips and the ribs. And exhale as you crunch. So this is a crunch position. We're working the muscles on the side of the body, the oblique muscles. And we'll hold it centre. And now we're just going to do some nice hip circles. So we're going to shorten the distance between the hips and the ribs as we come front, and then side. Slight hyperextension on the back, shorten the distance between the hip and the ribs on this side, and then same forward. So maybe a lot to think about. Just slowly, really slowly, check in with your muscles, feel them all crunching, tensing up, and of course if you feel any pain, just stop. So let's just hold it there, 2 or 3 circles one way, 2 or 3 full circles the other way, crunch, exhale, inhale, crunch, exhale, and one more all the way round. So that's just a nice activation exercise for the midsection, a nice way to just get you used to the feeling of the roll of the ball, the movement. And it could be that you're having trouble staying on the damn thing, and if that's the case, don't worry about it. Come back, try it another day, but like I say, take some air out of it. That could definitely help. If you're on a laminate floor, you might find it more difficult. You might find it easier on if you were to put something down like an exercise mat under your ball, that could help as well. Right, so let's get started with a few of the exercises. So I think what we'll start off with is the wall squat. Now you probably will lose my head at this point, and unfortunately you won't see me from the side, but I will sort of just try and talk you through it. Wall squats are good for a couple of reasons. You get a bigger range of motion. So you can't see me, but I'm standing probably about 3.5 feet away from my wall. I've got my feet slightly wider than my hips, and I've got my sort of midsection to the bottom of my shoulders just sitting on the ball here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my weight down into my heels. I'm just coming into my thighs are parallel with the ground, and then I'm going to stand back up. So you can see that if you have trouble getting into that deep squat position, You might find it a bit easier in a wall squat. And it also changes the position of the movement. Your muscles have to work in a slightly different way. So don't come so low that you feel the balls are way up behind your head. If that's the case, you need to adjust your ball a bit further down your back and just pushing through those heels. You're squeezing the glutes. As you come up to standing, you're trying to pull those sit bones together. Now, if your knees are okay and you wanted to, you can come a wee bit deeper down into it if you want and really press up through it. But you really have to have fairly good knee strength. I probably don't have as good knee strength as I do, so I feel that. And I don't really like to go that low, so I like to stay parallel. But if you feel that that's okay for you, then you can go a wee bit deeper. You just adjust the foot position if you feel that your toes are lifting too much. So down and up. So let's just stop talking for a minute and we'll just run through about 10 of these. So let's go. Inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. 1, 2, 3, doesn't matter what you do with your hands. 4, engage the core. 5, 6, even though you've got that ball for support, you still want to engage that core. Couple more. Inhale down, exhale up, and hold it there. Now give yourself a break, pause the video, run through another couple of sets of those if you want, and then come back and join us for the next exercise. So I'm not going to do this whole circuit today. I'm just going to give you the exercises and then it's up to you if you want to put them into a 2 exercise or 3 exercise set, that's fine. Next time we're going to do, incidentally, if you don't have the ball, just do your regular squats, the ones that you see in other videos and the ones that we do in class. Right, we're going to do glute bridges, so this is going to need you to get down onto the floor. However, if you want to do hip activation exercises, because this is what this is about activation of the glutes, this is about strengthening the hips. If you want to do that and you don't have your ball, just go to the ones we do, go back and check other videos, and you can just do these ones, that's going to work just the same. The benefits of the ball doing the glute bridge, there's a couple, there's more than a couple. There's an easy version and a harder version. I'll show you both, but I'll probably concentrate more on the easier version. The other thing about it is it's obviously working your core at the same time. And yeah, when you're here, you are working your core because you're off balance. But when you're down here, you're working your core harder because you're pushing up more of your body weight. You're off balance more because you're lying on this ball. So let me show you. To get into the position, you're going to want to sit on the ball, and then you're going to walk your feet out, roll yourself forward. Now you don't need a ball for this, you can do this on the floor as well. So if you're here and you feel you're rolling around too much and it's just too much on your balance, too much for your brain to cope with, or if it's making you nauseous, which it does do for some people, lose the ball, do it on the floor. But what we're going to do is we're going to get into this position with the ball just resting behind the shoulders, upper back, and you can have your head on the ball as well if you want. You won't have your neck sort of hanging down or anything. And then you want your ankles to be under your knees. Doesn't matter what you do with your hands. You're going to be looking straight up. I'm going to be turning around looking at you just to make sure I'm still in camera. And then what we're going to do is I'm just going to drop my weight down. My head's going to come up as I do, just to keep my spine in line and not have my neck craned. So as I move, my head's going to move with me. I'm going to come down here, my weight's in my heels, and I'm just going to push myself back up to that neutral position and drop it down. Squeezing the glutes as I go. Exhale as you come up and drop it back down. Head's following. As the spine moves, my head's following, it's not staying back on the ball. I'm coming up and down. So let's go for 10 of those. So inhale, and as you come up, you're going to exhale. 1, 2, engage your core muscles. 3, pull your belly button in towards your spine. 4, 5, 6. If it helps you to count with me, because that helps you breathe on the exhale, on the effort, then you can. 8, 9, 10. If your neck starts to get sore on that, which it might well do, just gently position your fingers behind your neck and just keep And that support there for your neck. No harm in doing that at all. So that was your glute bridge, your easy version. Of course you can do this on the floor without. Exactly the same, push up through the heels. This time obviously your head doesn't move, but you're still aiming for that nice straight line from the knees up to the shoulders and the squeeze through the glutes and the push through the heels. If you are in the ball and you want to make it a bit more challenging for yourself, now I can't stress enough, start off where you are. So if you've never used a core ball before, start off on the easy versions. Don't try to jump ahead to the harder versions. That will come you know, with a few weeks of practice. But if you have been using the ball and you want to progress it a wee bit, you're going to start here. So your back will be on the floor, your feet will be on the ball. Now you can put your feet on the ball and you'll start in that sort of 90-degree position, knees and hips in 90 degrees. And from here, instead of pushing up through the floor, you're pushing up through the ball. Now I'm still finishing in that straight line position, knees up to shoulders. But now, whoa, I've got that instability that's really causing my core and my glutes and my thighs and my, you know, my quads and my hamstrings and my calves. Everything's having to work extra hard just to keep that really steady. So we're going to come down slowly, don't drop it down. Inhale and exhale as we come up. So you can, to make it easier, you can have your arms out a T shape to hold you steady, or you can bring your arms in, or you can bring them over your chest if you really want to try and torture yourself. So let's go for 10 of these. So here's our start position, tuck my core, my belly button towards my spine, and here we go. So again, you're looking straight ahead. I'm looking at you, but you're going to look straight ahead, up towards the ceiling. And let's go. Inhale, exhale. And again, count with me. If it's helping you, keep your exhale where it should be. 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't let your knees sort of drop out. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slowly down. So yeah, don't let your knees drop out as you're doing that movement. You want to keep your knees where they are the whole time, sort of in line with the hips really. Right, good. That was a nice one. I like that one. It's probably one of my favourites. Hyperextension exercises. Now, yeah, I will talk you through it, but you probably won't be able to see me very well. I am not very good at doing hyperextension exercises without a wall behind me to anchor my feet on. I don't have the support or the strength really in my back to be able to do that. So what I tend to do if I'm here is I just rest my hands on the ball, and again you want to have that straight line, head to spine. So yeah, I'm looking up, but I suppose I'm looking at you. You just try and keep that spine in line. You would rest your hands on the ball and don't push up like a press up. All you want to do, squeeze your glutes, squeeze the muscles in your legs, activate them, and you're just going to, your back is doing the movement, your hands are just supporting your upper body. Exhale, and you're just looking for a wee squeeze in the lower back. If you suffer from lower back pain, you really need to be careful about core ball exercises as a whole, and you really should be doing it with somebody in a class that can guide you through progressions, you know, stage by stage, and make sure that you're safe. If you don't have any issues with your lower back, yeah, give it a go and really sort of just work through the progressions at your own pace. But I would caution, if you do have lower back pain, maybe don't do it without sort of supervised coaching. But from here, just squeezing the lower back muscles, squeezing the glutes. Exhale as you come up, keeping the spine in line. So yeah, I'm always telling you, don't hyperextend the spine. And that's right, especially when you're under load or something, you know, if you were doing your resistance bands and you were pulling yourself back, that would be a no-no. But when you're doing activation work like this, yeah, it's nice to activate the muscles that run down the side of either side of the spine. Now, I do apologise, you won't be able to see me here from the side. If I had a better video set up rather than just moving my phone around, it might be a bit easier. So I'll try and explain to you. What I'm doing is I'm anchoring my feet in against the wall. It's slightly wider than hip width. And then I'm just going to bring my hips and my stomach onto the ball. The higher up the ball is towards your chest, the easier this exercise is in terms of balance. So I'm just going to start with it about midsection. Now again, you can do what you want with your hands. And I'm going to lean over the ball, and then I'm just going to push against, I'm sort of bracing myself against the wall with my heels, and I'm just pulling myself up into a sort of banana shape if you want, and then down. And then inhale, exhale as you lift, and I'm squeezing the glutes, squeezing the muscles in the lower back, and I'm going nice and slowly, just so that I can feel the activation work happening. And again, that's another nice one. And we don't hyperextend the back, or not under control, and it's quite a nice exercise to do that, and it's nice when you feel it working. Let's go on to a band fly. Yeah, we will. Let's do a bit of upper body. Right, hopefully you can see me. I'll do front, I'll do side. Now, why do you want to do a band reverse fly with the bands? We did the reverse fly with the dumbbells and on band last time. Why would you want to do it on a stability ball? What's the difference? Why not just do it from standing? Anything you do on a stability ball just makes exercise more challenging, but it engages the core muscles more. So if we can do an exercise and we're combining exercises, so combining the core strengthening with something else, then yeah, all the better. So what we're going to do, we're going to get a stretchy band. Make sure it is stretchy, that you're able to really open your arms up, and then you would release. So all I'm doing is I'm starting in that seated position, ankles and knees at a right angle. I'll show you from the side in a wee second. I'm going to have my arms outstretched in front of my shoulders, maybe about shoulder width. And all I'm going to do here, bring my shoulders back and down, engage the core, inhale, and as I pull out, exhale, and I'm just going to squeeze the upper and back muscles together. Don't bring your shoulders up at this point, keep them down, pull them against that rib cage and open up, and slowly close it. And open, and close. Now the movement in the ball might vary, depends on how pumped up your ball is, depends on the surface you're on, it depends how used to the stability ball you are. You might be all over the place, that's fine, that's good, that's your core really trying to stabilise you, so just let it happen. Be careful obviously not to fall off. And as you move, every time you move, that's going to create that instability. So just really practice engaging your core muscles. So let's run through about 10 of these. So from here, in fact, let me show you from the side first, so you can see what I'm doing. Nice straight spine, knees roughly under the, feet or ankles roughly under the knees, and then we've got that right angle at the hips. My arms are outstretched, my shoulders are back and down, and I'm just pulling, squeezing the muscles in the shoulders and releasing. So let's go for 10 of these. I'll come round so that I'm not bumping on my wall. Ready? Inhale, exhale for 1. Inhale, 2, 3. Keep the shoulders down, core engaged. 4, 5, 6. Of course, the fly, reverse fly, great for shoulder health. 7, 8, 9. Don't let the wrists bend here, in or out. Keep the knuckles in line with the forearms. Last one. Hold it, give it a wee hold, a wee squeeze. Make sure you're feeling all the muscles squeezing in the upper back and the back of the shoulders, and slowly let it go. Great, good, well done. Hope you feel that in the shoulders and the core. We could do a plank for the chest and upper body. If you don't want to do the plank on the ball, please do it on the floor. This is challenging. I had to put in at least one that was a bit more difficult. So I think there's two ways to do it. The first way to do it is hands on the ball. It really depends who you are, what you feel more challenging. This can be more challenging for upper body, but again, you can see I'm wobbling all over the place, so I'm really having to concentrate on keeping my spine in line and my core engaged. So you've got that one, or you've got, easiest way to get into this one, I'll try not to roll out a camera. Hang on, come back. So the easiest way is to roll onto it, but you can also go on this way. Now this can be very challenging as well. For me, out of the two, I think this is probably the most challenging. You're going to have your hands under your shoulders and trying to get not too high, not too low, nice straight line, and you would just hold that. Start off by holding it as long as you can, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and see if you can work up to a minute or something. It's very challenging on the shoulders, very challenging on the wrists, so remember those mobility exercises for the wrists. You can do that. So that was just something a bit more challenging if you wanted to add that into your routine. If you're already pretty good at the plank and you've got quite good core stability already, add a progression and you do it on the ball. There are tons and tons and tons more exercises. Like I say, fantastic piece of kit, so versatile and loads of fun. I really did enjoy when I used to do the classes doing this ball. So if you liked the ball, let me know, or if you want to see more ball exercises, I can certainly throw some of them in. If you liked the sort of kicking aspect last week, if you want to see more of that sort of stuff, more of the martial arts, I can certainly bring in a bit of Kung Fit. Again, one of my other favourite classes to deliver, all aside from Nordic walking, of course. Yeah, and I hope you just keep moving and are all good and well, and hopefully I'll see you next week.